Are you doing this work to facilitate growth or to become famous? Which is more important, getting or letting go?
I'm sending this message to try and explain what's happening to me. I seem to be going through some changes.
All right, so we living in a time right now of transformation. We're living in a time where we're going to need to be able to grasp the wisdom from the past, the knowledge from the past, apply it now to eventually change the trajectory of the future. And, this is basically what the life of a butterfly is. Start off as a caterpillar, gain that knowledge as a caterpillar, gain that slow pace, that grind, that slow grind, go into transformation, turn into something totally different, totally new. So to make room for something new, to make room for a new way of living, a new way of being, and to eventually become the butterfly and fly around and look pretty and be enamored by everyone. So right now we living in a time where we right at that middle stage. We right at that stage of transformation. We right at the stage where we have to grasp the past so that we don't repeat the shit. And we had to die to those ways, those ideas, to those modalities and shit like that, so then we could transform and become like a new thing, a butterfly, and make way for the future. The thing about this is you got to do it now. Everything is now. The thing is, it's really truly no past. It's truly really no future. Everything is experienced in the moment. That's why a lot of times when we having fun, we forget what time it is. When we doing things we enjoy, when we around people that appreciate us and enjoy us, we wind up just losing our sense of time, losing our sense of self, and bringing out certain aspects of ourselves that wouldn't be activated if we wasn't in that timeless space. So when a caterpillar begins to go into the cocoon and transform, the main thing and the most important thing is that it maintains, like I said, the knowledge and the wisdom of what it's been through, and carry that on into the life of the butterfly. Now, the caterpillar don't know that it's going to be a butterfly. That's the thing. So it's a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice to go and to the cocoon, to transform, to not really resist the new. You feel me? It's a sacrifice to only know your life as a certain type of way, and to be called into the unknown and go there. That shit is scary. Your ego don't want that shit. You know what I mean? That's what the ego fear, the unknown. The ego loves familiarity, and those of y'all that listen to me often, y'all know I always say that the nature of the ego is accumulation, narratives, and just familiarity and things like that. So you would have to give up the life that you know to get a life that you possibly might not even get. It's a chance. You're taking a chance. You don't know what you're going to be. You don't know what the future going to hold, but you know that on a deeper space, like a lot of y'all going through this shit right now. Y'all know in a deeper space, the way the world going right now, the way people are just going and coming, all of the crazy things happening in the world, all of the things that nobody really speak about, nobody really know about, and they just go on with their life and not grasping any wisdom or any knowledge from the world around them, and definitely not the world within them. And that's the thing I respect about the caterpillar. The caterpillar has to trust what's in it, even though it's not familiar with it, even though it doesn't know it. Like I'm talking right now. When I come to speak on these podcasts and these videos and shit like that, I just trust that the energy. You know what I mean? I just trust that what I have to say is going to be resonant with someone out there that's going through these same stages. And a lot of y'all are going into a spiritual transformation. A lot of y'all are starting to realize that y'all old way of living, y'all old way of seeing shit is not cohesive to where you're headed and where you at now. Because we're living in a world now where the old way really don't work. It ain't work out. Remember 30 years ago, look back 40 years ago in history, and you'll see like, yo, it used to be all about a job. It used to be all about security. It used to be all about stability. And now we're living in a world where there is no security. There is no stability. There is no certainty. And I always say the nature of life is uncertainty. We just like to cling to things to give us a sense of security and stability. But in reality, it's really no certainty. You here today, you going tomorrow, literally. So the caterpillar turns into what, let's just call it goo. It just turned into a pile of goo. And then it really almost fails to exist. This is the void period. And a lot of y'all might be going through this and feeling this right now, where you feel like you're not yourself. That sense of self you used to have, the things, like I said, that used to pique your interest is not that no more. The crowds you used to hang with, it ain't really there no more. You might find yourself being drawn to new things that are abstract, things that are expansive, and just things that most people don't fuck with. So you'll find yourself distancing yourself from, let's just say, the rest of the caterpillars, you know what I mean? Because you're headed to another area of your life on your spiritual journey, getting to know your soul. And the only way to tap in and get in touch with the soul is to be in that middle space, in that void space, to literally not have an identity. You have to give up your identity. You have to give up the things that you think you know, the things that's up under your feet that you feel that's grounding you in the world. You have to give that up, just as the caterpillar does to turn into a butterfly. And this is the butterfly effect. Being able to, like I said, I want to reiterate, being able to take the wisdom and the knowledge that you've gained, the path that you walk thus far, right? Seeing the statistics, seeing that what works and what doesn't work, and being able to transform and take that into a brand new space, a space where you can be able to actually apply that wisdom, apply that knowledge, and not just be somebody that's just talking, or somebody that's regurgitating a book, or somebody that's living a life of conformity, a life that is not really true to you. You know what I'm saying? To me, it's no point in living unless you're going to be authentic. A lot of the things I talk about on here, a lot of my family and friends don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. They don't agree with it. They might think I'm crazy, all kinds of shit. But this is what's true to me. This is the path that called me. And like they say, many are called, but few are chosen. So when they say that, everybody get the call, everybody get the nudge. Your life circumstances and things like that are constantly pushing you into the new space. It's constantly telling you, stop doing the same old shit. You've done that already. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. It's time to go into the void, go into the unknown. Meaning, letting go of, like I said, what you've known, who you known yourself to be, what you call I, me, and shit like that, and turn into just a sponge for the new. And this shit ain't easy. Like, you know, I speak on these things because I know it's a group of people out there that just now being aware of that they're on the spiritual path. They just now being aware that the world is not what they thought it was and things like that. And it's not easy because you have to constantly let go. A lot of I notice a lot of spiritual teachers, a lot of motivational speakers and things like that. They speak as if you're going to be accumulating more shit and become more. But what you're going to really be doing is letting go. Like the caterpillar, it has to let go little by little by little. So a lot of people use books. A lot of people use big words. A lot of people use their job title, their relationship, the car they drive to inflate their sense of self, to inflate their ego. When in reality, you can have all those things fine. I like nice shit too. But it's about giving up the attachment to those things. And that's what the strength of the caterpillar is, to give up the attachment to that lifestyle. So on the world stage, on the collective stage, yo, we are living in a time where it's easy to fool people. And it's super hard to convince a person like, yo, you've been fooled, like the saying goes. You can't tell nobody shit. You can't tell them, yo, I'm telling you that might not be true. It's to the point a person they'll only take the information they've been presented with from whatever organization or establishment of authority that they believe in or that they've known or that they're familiar with. You feel me? So when you present them with something new, it's immediately shunned away. It's immediately pushed away. It's immediately blocked and seen as something that's useless. So yeah, for those of you that are beginning to come into the realization that your life is your own and you have to take accountability for if you're going to feed the soul or if you're going to feed the ego. And if you're going to allow the masses, the way everybody think, the way the majority think, if you're going to allow that to reign supreme over what you feel on the inside, what you know to be true. So it's a time where you're going to have to be able to take a hit on the chin and be able to be like, I don't give a fuck what people think. And it's a time right now where we don't have time to play. We don't have time to be in the wrong relationships. We don't have time to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. It's a time where you take everything you learning that you learned before, you take what happened in the past, and you take what's valuable and you bring it into that new space and you apply it. It's always a time when we're going to be a student. We always going to be a student. Let me just make that clear. It's always going to be a time where we are picking up new information, new knowledge and things like that. But it don't become anything until it's done in real time, until it's applied in real time. And that's the strength of the caterpillar that people forget about. We all, like I said, we always love butterflies. They all pretty, they one of one, they floating, they graceful. And that's the space you want to make it to. But you're not making it into that space unless you do what the caterpillar do and sacrifice that old. And that's the butterfly effect.